Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing just fine. In today's scenario or lecture, we're going to try to simulate a scenario where we're going to establish a local area network of 3 individual endpoints using 3 static routing configuration. And how we're going to do that? In the previous lecture, we have already seen how we're going to establish a local area network using 2 routers. In that case scenario, we have seen how to do that, but in the scenario of utilizing 3 routers, that would be totally different than that. So we have to configure it. Let's try to get some conceptual knowledge about it, and if try to formulate it, that would be more inconvenient and easy for all of us. Okay, so if I just simply try to put another router, we could just do it putting the router over here, or also here. So which one would be more convenient? This one? Absolutely no, because if we put the router over here, the connection between this to this portion would be totally non-connectable. So that if we even try to send packages from this end to that end, from this end to that end, that would be not possible. So that, and also same for this version, if we put another router over here, the connection between this portion to that portion would be not possible, because there is no physical connection or direct connection between that. So the most convenient option is to put the router in a triangular formulation in the middle of the 2 router. So how are we going to implement it? Let's try to see it. Okay, so the most convenient way to put the router is in the middle portion. This is a router. Then let's establish a connection. That would be always crossover cables, because obviously they are just same devices. Okay, and here is a Swiss, and there is PC 5 and PC 6. Okay, so this router has a 3 port, 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 2, and this one has also same 3 port. Okay, 0, 1, 0, 2. Okay, and also this one 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. If I configure the routing of this 0 port with this portion, that is already gone. Okay, the left to the rest of them are available. So let's configure the 0, 1 with this 0, 1. Okay, these also 2 are gone. So in the same manner, we have configured the 0, 0 with the Swiss. So this 0, 0 is also gone. So the only available option to configure this router's port is 0, 2 with this one. So for the convenience, we have always choose the 0, 0 to connect it with the Swiss. So this is also gone with. So since we have connected it with the Swiss, so the convenient way or the possible scenario cases are 0, 1 and 0, 2. So if we use 0, 2 with this one, that would be possible. Okay, only the possible scenario left is 0, 1 to 0, 2. That's why it was different in your lab cases. Okay, and for subnetting in the LAN 1, we have LAN 1 local area network 1, we have done the subnetting. We have used 10.0 initials, and for the local area network of 2, we have used 11.0. So we'll do the different subnetting here, or to get network addresses we will always go 192.168. Since it was 11, it would be just 12.0. okay, so what would be these networks, these devices IP address? 192.168 12.1, 192.168.12.2. okay, so also for the port address and the default routing, we have to send it exclusively. What would be the default routing? It would be something like this: 192.168.12.10. okay, now goes to the port addressing. We have connected 00 port with this switch, and 00 port's default gateway address is this, already been set, and we have chosen 01 port with this another 01 port. And what would be its IP addresses? It could be anything. I have chosen a class A IP addresses, which is 10.0.0.1, and here 10.0.0.2. okay, and what are the other ports are left? Already 00 and 01 is gone. The only possible solution is 02. okay, and for this one is also 02, and for this router 00 is already being put to this default gateway. So the possible solution scenario to connect the port with the 02 could be 01 and 02. So I have chosen 01. okay, 01. So it would be a different IP address. Is already have chosen 10.0.1, so I have chosen 11.0.0.1. so for this port it would be 11.0.0.2. okay, so 01 is already being utilized. So what are the rest scenario? It would be 02 and it would be also 02. okay, 02. So I have to choose another IP address. It would be something like 12.0.0.1, and it would be 12.0.0.2. okay, so if we do this in the following manner, it would be the port, all of the port would be connected successfully. But there is another step. We have to do the routing. okay, routing. okay, so if we try to simulation in the real life, it would be more convenient. Instead of drawing it over here, let's try to do the following steps on the simulation software. okay, let's try to delete it, all of it. Delete. okay, everything should be deleted. okay, let's try to establish the network. okay, so we have to choose 3 router. What are we choosing? 2911. Why? Because it has a 3 port. Then we have to choose 3 switches. What are we choosing? 2960, 2960. Then we have to choose another in devices, which is something like that: PC, another PC, and also another PC. Now we have to establish the connection. This one is connected with this PC, seamlessly easy. This one is being connected with this one, seamlessly easy. Then we have to connect this Gigabit Ethernet 00 with this switch. okay, and also so on. Giga Ethernet, this one with this one. Then we have to connect it with the router. We always choose Gigabit Ethernet 00 with the switch. okay, then we have to do the same thing with this one too. okay, let's try to simulate it. okay, when we connect the router with the switch, we always choose the what we've chosen, 00. okay, now comes to connecting the router to router connection. What are we going to choose? The only possible scenarios are 01 with respect to 01. That is already being done. What are the possible scenario for this? 02. The only possible scenario left is 01 is with 02. okay, these are the possible scenario are being done. Let's now do the following tagging so that it would be more convenient for understanding. We'll just simply add a network address. The individual host address is already been shown many times, so it would be understandable for all of you at this moment. 192.168.10.10.0, which is the network address of this local area network. We have to put another tag over here, which is 192.168.11.0. we also done the subnetting, that's why it's 11. And what would be network address of this portion? 192.168.12.0. that is the network address of this portion. Okay, now we have to set the default gateway. What would be the default gateway? And default gateway is set on the gigabit Ethernet 00 port. What would be it like? We have done a mistake, I guess. We have to fix it. This thing needs to be connected. No, I will just simply delete the router. Okay, so okay, take a sec. Okay, let's try to connect it. Ethernet and the fast router, and okay, now it's all right. Okay, now we have to put the default gateway, which is something like that. Default gateway 192.168.10.10, which is the portion of these, which is the network address or the IP address of this network. Okay, now we have to do the same thing. 192.168.11.10. okay, that is the default gateway for this local area network. What is the default gateway of this area network? Something like this: 192.168.12.10. okay, that is being set. Okay, now let's try to reorganize it in a more beautiful manner. It's kind of looking messy, that's why I need to reorganize it into more little bit organized manner. Okay, now it looks good. Yeah, okay, now it looks good. Okay, let's put it over here. That is the default gateway address of that network. This is the network address of this local area network, and finally this is the network address of this network portion. This is the default gateway. Now we have to add some more nodes on each individual portion. So what is this port? Gigabit Ethernet 00 port. We have to put another IP addresses. So for this port, we're going to say it class A IP address 10.0.0.1. okay, so for the end of this port, it would be something like 10.0.0.2. okay, so that is being done. And for this port, it would be different IP addresses, something like we'll choose 11.0.0.1. okay, then for this one it would be 11.0.0.2. okay, for this one, what is it? Ethernet port 01, it would be like something like the 30.0.0.1, and for this one it would be something like that, 13.0.0.2. okay, so now let's manually configure all of it and do the routing. We will finally able to send data from this end to another end. So we have to choose this PC, then go to the desktop, then do the IP configuration. IP address would be something like it, 192.168.10.1. what would the subnet mask? 255. Default gateway would be something like 192.168.10.10. okay, that is being sent for this package. okay, this PC. Also we have to send these computers IP configuration in the following manner. since it is in a local area network of 1 and its network address is something like 192.168.10.0, and for this specific PC it would be 2, since we have already used the 1, or we could use any of it, 10.2. so what would be something that would be set automatically? What would be the default gateway? It would be something like this. Okay, 192.168.10.10. okay, it is also being sent. Okay, now we have to also set the IP addresses for these PCs too, and these PCs, and this PC, and this PC. But now I'll do the default gateway establishment of these local area network. So this connection, or this wire, is being connected with the port of the router is gigabit Ethernet 00. We have to choose this router, then go to the configuration and select gigabit Ethernet 00, and what would be the default gateway of that portion? 192.168.10.10, and subnet mask will be automatically sent. And we also have to on this router. Okay, on this router. Okay, on this router. Okay, then we also have to establish IP address on this PC2. What would be it? Desktop IP configuration 192.168.11.1. okay, what would be the subnet mask? It will be sent automatically. And what would be the default gateway? It is over here. Okay, it is over here. Okay, it is over here. Okay, where is it gone? Okay, it is something like this: 192.168.11.10. okay, for the same instances it would be something like this for this PC2. okay, desktop IP configuration 192.168.11.2. okay, and what will be the default gateway? 192.168.11.10. okay, 11.10. okay, that is being set. Now this switch is connected with the router in the following port, which is gigabit Ethernet 00. We have to reconfigure it. The port we have to choose, it is a gigabit Ethernet 00 port. okay, so we have chosen the gigabit Ethernet 00 port. Now we have to manually assign the IP address of the default gateway 192.168.11.10. subnet mask will be automatically set. That is done. okay, then we have to do the same thing for this right hand side of the network portion. okay, let's do this. That would be very easy since we know the previous thing. 192.168.12.1. subnet mask would be something like this. Default gateway 192.168.12.10. okay, that's very easy. And also for this one it would be something like this. 192.168.12.2. okay, something like that. Subnet mask would be something like this. Default gateway 192.168.12.10. okay, that's being set. This switch is connected with this router in the following port of gigabit Ethernet 00. Let's hover over the red dot. We will just simply see that portion gigabit 00. so choose the router, go to the configuration menu and choose the gigabit Ethernet 00 and assign the IP address of the default gateway and 168.12.10. subnet mask is automatically set and allow. okay, now we have to interconnect between the router to router. So let's see. We are going to connect this router with this series card and we have to assign the port address IP. Gigabit Ethernet 01 is also connected with the Gigabit Ethernet 01 of that router. So we have to choose this router and choose the port of Gigabit Ethernet 00. What is the IP addresses for this port? 11.0.0.1. Subnet mask will be automatically assigned. Then we have to turn it on, and then we'll have to also select this, what in which port this router is being connected with this router. It is also Gigabit Ethernet 01. We have to choose this router, go to the configuration menu, and also choose the Gigabit Ethernet 01 port and assign the IP address of 11.0.0.2, and subnet marks will be following like this. Then we have to turn it on. Okay, the green indicator means it is being turned on. So this router also needs to be connected with this router. How are we going to establish the connection? We have to check the port. Which port is being connected? It is 02. We have to choose the Swiss router, and the port is it is 02. We have to choose the 02 and then assign the IP addresses, which is something like 10.0.0.1 IP address, something like this, and turn it on. And this is connected with which port? 02. We have to choose the router, go to the 02 port, and give this IP address, which is 10.0.0.2, and subnet mask will be automatically assigned, and it's being done. Finally, this router is connected with this router in which port? This is called Gigabit 01. We have to choose the router, select the 01 port, and assign this IP address, which is 13.0.0.1. Assign the subnet marks and turn it on that port, and close it. And also this router is connected with this router in which port? That is Gigabit Ethernet 02. Okay, let's turn it on, choose the 02 port, let's recheck it again. Yeah, it's 02. Then go to it, 19 that is the IP address 13.0.0.2. that is being set and on. Okay, the every green indicator means we have successfully turned on every single port. Now we have to do the routing configuration. This router has two local area network portion. One is here, another one is here. So we have to exclusively define where the next data packet is going to go. So let's try to do the routing configuration. We're doing static routing. Okay, we're currently on this router, so I will try to implement these LANs configuration. So we have to do it in the following manner. So which LAN we are going to put into this routing configuration? It is 192.168.11.0. so let's put and assign it in the network address 192.168.11.0. marks would be, since it is a class C IP addresses, 255.255 and 0. Next hop, we're currently here, and the destination we need to give it to the next hop is 10.0.0.2. the packets are going to send from this portion to this portion, so this is the next hop. Okay, we have to put it over here, 10.0.0.2. okay, just simply assign it over here. Okay, so this one is being done. So we have to show this network there exists another network, which is this one. So this portion network address is something like 192.168.12.0. so we have to assign it that 2. So we're currently here. What would be the new network address for this local area network? It is something like 12.0. subnet mask is same, but we're currently here. We want to go there. So what would be the next hop? 11.0.0.2. we have also assigned it. Okay, assign it. We have done it successfully. Now we are currently here. We have to show the data path, traveling path. This one, local area network of 1, and also this one. How are we going to configure it? Let's do it. We're currently here. We are going to input the value of local area networks network address, which is something like this. Okay, 192.168.10.0, 192.168.10.0. then max would be 255.255.255.0. since it is class C IP addresses. What would be the next hop? We're currently here. We want to go there. So what is the next hop? 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.1. let's add it. Okay, so this network LAN area network portion is being configured. The next portion we have to configure or assign it to this router would be this section on the right hand of the section. What is the network section? 192.168.12.0. so we have to assign it there. So let's reassign it. So what would be the network address for this LAN 3? 192.168.12.0. subnet mask is always the same, but we're currently here. We have to go this network version. What would be the next hop? 13.0.0.0, 13.0.0.2. okay, let's add it. Okay, also being configured. So finally we have a router left. We have to set the routing path of this router too. So let's go to the static routing and have to manually assign these local area networks network address and also these local area networks network address. So how are we going to do that? Let's try to reconfigure it. Let's choose this version first. Okay, this version first. Okay, so we're currently here. The network address we're going to give as input is 192.168.11.0. so let's just simply put it 192.168.11.0. what would be the max? 255.255.255. since it's a class C IP address. next hop, we're currently here. We need to go there. The next hop is 13.0.0.1. okay, 13.0.0.1. okay, so let's add it. We're currently done it. Now we have to configure this routing path too. How we're going to do that? We're currently here. The network address we're going to configure is 192.168.10.0. so let's just simply do that. 10.0. okay, subnet mask is always the same. We're currently here. The next hop it is going to go is 11.0.0.1. let's just simply configure here 11.0.1 and simply finally add it. Every single routing path has been established. Now let's try to send some packages. In the first try it might be unsuccessful, but we have to try at least 3 or 4 times, then we'll understand why it's not whether it's going or not. In the progress it might be failed. Let's try to do it again. It might be failing again. See, it's now successful. Okay, let's try to do it with this VC. That's another local area network. Let's try to do that. In progress, it might be successful in this try. Yeah, it's successful. Let's try to do this over here. it might fail on the first try, yeah. So we have to keep doing it over and over again, at least 3 times, then we'll know if it is actually working or not. So the thing gets in order to get used to it and totally functional, it has to given some time, then we'll finally know if it is working or not. Okay, so everything is working just fine and seamlessly, and let's try to simulate it in the real time. For example, we want to send a package from this PC to this PC. Let's try to do it. It is going to this Swiss is connected to this router with the following gigabit 00 port, and the default gateway address was this. Then it is going to the next hop. The next hop is 11.0.0.2. so from this router it is going to this Swiss, and it was connected to the 00 port, and the default gate was 192.168.12.10, and it's finally reached to its destination or receiver side. Receiver side has to send acknowledgement back to the sender, so that's how it's gonna know whether it's successfully able to send the package or not. So that was the whole simulation, and that's the end of it. And hopefully you have understand the following concept, and thanks for watching, and thank you very much.